Hello everyone and welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Steve and today I'm going to do an overview on Seagate's new NAS hard drives. These three are all three NAS hard drives as well as their new Enterprise Edition version, the Constellation ES3. So here we have first the NAS hard disk drives from Seagate. All three of these are the three different flavors you can get it in, or three different sizes I should say. The 2, 3, and 4 terabyte. All three of these are SATA 6 gigabit per second drives, and they are revision 3 SATA, of course. Let me flip that around just so you can take a look at it. The drive itself, these are going to put up to a sustained rate of 140 megabytes per second performance on average sustained data rate. They're going to use dual plane balancing to reduce vibrations so that when you have these drives in a NAS application, you won't have to worry about the drives tending to resonate with one another and amplify what would normally be one drive in your hard drive. It would have 5 drives or at least 2 drives in 2 different bays, and they tend to vibrate from the motors themselves spinning. So dual plane balancing is going to help you a little bit with that and increase some of the reliability of the particular drive. They do have 64 megabytes of cache on board, and they're going to recommend these drives for 24/7 usage and a small business or a home NAS, as well as the ability to use them for backing up or media or your own print or web server in your own NAS at your house in a RAID array. Now these drives, the reason why Seagate went with a specific NAS hard drive was because they wanted to improve on what you'd normally get with a standard desktop drive. Now if you were going to put a standard desktop drive, as I mentioned before, in a RAID array, they're going to resonate and cause more vibration in there than these particular drives do because they have dual plane balancing in them. So on top of that, they also come with their own error recovery controls built in into the software, into the hardware on the back here. The Seagate NAS Works basically helps ensure the drives remain active in a RAID environment. In a typical desktop environment, when a drive needs to rebuild data, it can take longer than 20 seconds to rebuild it when it talks to the NAS. In that typical NAS application, if the drive takes longer than 7 seconds to recover the data that it's looking for, the RAID array assumes that the drive dropped out. With NAS Works, though, the drive will stop trying to recover the data within 7 seconds and instead tell the RAID that it needs to rebuild a specific piece of data. And that's going to save you a lot of time correcting that data from the backup instead of doing a full drive rebuild. On top of that, they also have advanced power management built into them. For standard desktop drives, they're meant to be used when you use them, in parallel with your own work week, essentially. So you come into work, you turn it on, you're working for 8-9 hours, and you shut it off at the end of the day. It's not meant to run all the time. It's on and off, multiple hours at a time, but not 24/7. These particular drives, they're expected to have ready access in NAS environments to your data. And for that reason, NAS Works is providing 24/7 operation profiles and advanced power management modes to help that drive go into the appropriate sleep or standby mode. That's going to maximize your power conservation and minimize your time to data, as well as improving overall reliability and performance. So this is the Seagate Constellation ES3. I should mention that there is another version of the Constellation, the CS, and it's rated for 6 to 8 drive bays for a NAS application. We weren't going to talk about that because we don't actually have that drive here, so let me just continue on about the ES3. This particular drive is the top of the line. This is the 9+ drive bay compatible drive, so any of the vibrations that would happen, this thing's going to handle it for 9 or more drives. It's going to operate for 24/7 as the other 2 versions do. This is more for enterprise bulk data or centralized NAS, backing up, restoring, also video editing. This particular drive is the 4 terabyte capacity. There are also 3, 2, and 1 terabyte available. Although this is SATA, 6 gigabit per second interface, revision 3, this particular model is the SAS version. So you can see in here it doesn't quite have the L bend that the SATA version would have. It's also capable of performance, I should say, 175 megabytes per second on a sustained data rate That's according to Seagate. Also, the SAS interface, I should also mention, it allows for better performance and higher data integrity due to its dual path data flow built into the SAS interface. I also want to say that this particular drive also has RV sensors and a TCA motor, which basically is contributing to lowering all types of vibration. TCA motor is the top cover attached motor. It basically delivers a higher performance in enterprise environments by improving tolerance to cabinet rotational vibration as well as linear vibration. And I'll just flip that around so you can take a look at the front again. Also has the RV sensors, which are essentially rotational vibration sensors. Also help to minimize the impact of system vibration. I should mention that there's also 3 other things that this particular drive has that the NAS hard drives do not. Instant Secure Erase, ISE. What that is it basically it renders all data on the drive unreadable in less than a second via the cryptographic erase of the data encryption key. So you can basically securely return, reuse, or dispose of this drive very easily once you're ready to retire it. It also has it's also a self-encrypting drive. What that basically means is that it will auto-lock automatically the drive and secure all the data the instant the drive is removed from a system, or basically the moment that power is removed from the drive. So if someone was going to steal this drive, you wouldn't have to worry about losing the information per se, as compared to a normal desktop drive that wouldn't have that auto encryption built into it. It also has the ability to use self-encrypting along with the FIPS 140-2, which is basically the Federal Information Processing Standard, FIPS. And basically they validated it to basically give it a certification from the US and Canadian governments to protect sensitive but unclassified and protected class data. This drive also comes with a 5-year warranty. The Seagate NAS hard drive comes with a 3-year warranty. It also has 128 megabytes of cache installed on this drive. Okay everyone, that wraps up this video about Seagate's new NAS application hard drives. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like button. If you haven't already done so, click subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.